Hello everyone, my name is Lucilyn Kenong. I am a BS Agribusiness student of Visayas State University, and today we're going to talk about the sulfur cycle. Sulfur is very important in our environment. All living things require sulfur to make amino acids, which makes protein, and proteins is almost in everything, like in plant tissues and our hair and stuff like that. Today we are going to familiarize the sulfur cycle in the Earth's atmosphere. Sulfur reserves are found in the lithosphere, which is beneath the ground. It is stored in rocks and in soil. Hydrogen sulfide and sulfur dioxide is released to the atmosphere through volcanic eruption, hot spring, and decay of biological materials. So when a volcano erupts, it does not only spew out lava but also the sulfur that is stored beneath the ground. Human activity also provides sulfur to the atmosphere, like burning of fossil fuels releases sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. Other than that, certain marine algae produce dimethyl sulfide, a volatile compound that enters the atmosphere as tiny droplets. If this dimethyl sulfide reacts to oxygen, it produces sulfur dioxide. Now, if sulfur dioxide also meets oxygen and reacts to it, it becomes sulfur trioxide. If sulfur trioxide reacts with water, it becomes sulfuric acid. And if sulfur trioxide reacts with ammonia, it becomes sulfate salts. Sulfuric acid and sulfate salts now falls back to the earth by precipitation, just like rainfall. As the process continues, the soil now absorbs the sulfate salts that is precipitated, and then the plants will absorb this from the soil. Now, how do animals absorb sulfur? Well, animals absorb sulfate salts by eating the plants. Plants and animals are biological materials, which means if they die and start to decompose, they also release sulfur to the atmosphere. When animals die, they release sulfate salts and hydrogen sulfides. Hydrogen sulfides is broken down by anaerobic bacteria releasing sulfur gas, while on the other hand, aerobic bacteria converts hydrogen sulfides into sulfate salts that is again absorbed by plants, and the cycle continues. Now, what will happen to our environment if there is too much sulfur in it? If there is high concentration, sulfur can harm trees and plants by damaging foliage and decreasing growth. Sulfur dioxide and other sulfur oxide can contribute to acid rain, which can harm the ecosystem. Now, why is the sulfur cycle very important? The sulfur cycle is essential as it balances the concentration of sulfur in different reservoirs so as to make the earth a hospitable place for life. And that concludes the sulfur cycle. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you've learned something. Bye!